We are off and rolling in the college basketball season. On the men's side, the SEC has played in 2 marquee games, and so far, not so good for the conference. Florida falling to Arizona on the night opener, and day 2 of the college basketball season featured Texas falling to Duke in the Dick Vitale Invitational, 75-60, 3 of 17 from downtown. There is the legend right there, Dick Vitale in the Invitational, named after him, and it's the Duke Blue Devils getting it done, baby, in his voice, as Texas falls there to not only probably one of the better teams in the country, but most likely one of the best players in the country as well. We will dive into all that here on Southeast Sports Plus. Gerhard Mathangani, Patrick Walsh with you. Patrick, we talked about this to close yesterday's show. We kind of gave some predictions here, and you about called this one to a T. 1 point off.
Yeah. I said Duke was going to win by 16. It would have been a moral victory if Texas was able to keep it in a single-digit deficit. I never thought that Texas was going to win this game just because Duke was just loaded. It felt like they just absolutely reloaded after losing. You know, the big question coming in for the Blue Devils was, all right, how are you going to replace all 5 of your starters who are all 5 of them are in the NBA right now? Knipple, Cooper Flag, Malawak, Sion James, and Tyrese Proctor. I mean, that's a deadly starting 5.
Right, that is a deadly starting 5, and to replace all 5 of them, to go down by a point, 33-32. Duke was actually losing in this basketball game, and to come back and win it shows their resilience as well. And then obviously you have to talk about the star of the game in Cam Boozer, and the freshman, obviously the son of the former Duke star and NBA star Carlos Boozer. He came up with a double-double, but did not look good in the first 20 minutes of this game. And they said John Shire said that he was playing soft early on, and he came and ripped it up in the second half.
I was talking in my group chat with my friends about this game, and I was like, man, are we really seeing Arch Manning in college basketball now?
That was such a great point you made on yesterday's show, and I didn't really think about that, but you're right, yeah.
Like, I saw he was 0 for 7. He grabbed 3 rebounds in the first half, and here I am thinking, man, we did it to another guy.
Yeah.
We did it to another freshman.
Yep.
Well, not Arch isn't a freshman, but
right.
He's
essentially his first year starting. Yeah.
But John Shire gave Cameron Boozer a challenge.
Yep.
Hey, man, you're playing soft.
Yeah.
I don't know what would fire me up more than that.
I know.
I mean, the only thing that would get me more fired up is if it was coming from Coach K.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
no disrespect to John Shire. He's done a great job since Coach K retired. If you look at the big 3 coaching retirees in the ACC, you look at UNC, Duke, Syracuse. I think Duke's doing just fine out of it. UNC's had some ups and downs, and don't want to talk about my Orange because it's been nothing but down, but maybe coming back up this year. But I was just impressed with how he played in this game. Yeah. There was the talk about the Tennessee exhibition game where he dropped a double-double, 20-plus points and rebounds, and everyone's like, oh, my goodness, he's the next best thing. This just feels like Cooper Flag. I said it yesterday. I don't want to make the comparisons to Cooper Flag. I think that he just hit the ground running after the first half. In the second half, if he can use that to build momentum, he's picking up right where Cooper Flag left off.
No, he is. Like you said earlier, he's a freshman. And the reason why I thought the Arch Manning parallels that you drew yesterday work so beautifully, in my opinion, is the fact that if you think about both guys, both are freshmen, both have the physical traits.
Right.
And Arch had the physical traits. You saw it out of high school. Cam has the physical traits. You saw it out of high school as well. Both are either the sons of or direct family to people that we know on a first or last name basis with guys that were stars at the highest level. Of course, Carlos Boozer in the NBA and Arch Manning, as well as Eli and his grandfather Archie and Peyton Manning as well. And they're both playing for guys that were assistant coaches to legends. John Shire was an assistant coach to Mike Krzyzewski, who won all those championships. Steve Sarkisian was an assistant coach to Nick Saban, who won all those championships. And I feel like it's because you have a good coach in place there, and we saw it with John Shire, and we're seeing it now with Arch Manning.
Yes.
The coaches help stabilize the player, and then that way, when the hype gets sky high and they don't perform, the coach can help bring them back down. That's the reason why I thought it was another excellent parallel, because I think both they're running in the same direction. Cam Boozer got there a little earlier than Arch did on the timeline, but I feel like they're still in a good place here as true freshmen.
Right, but still, even Cameron Boozer didn't have a good start to his game. Arch did not have a good start to his starting career. Yeah, he's not a freshman, but this is his first year starting, so you might as well call him – he would be a freshman in the basketball sense.
Right.
Since we see it more often than not nowadays. Freshmen on the basketball side, they're just stars, and they're one and done. Well, on football, you don't really see a freshman quarterback come in and instantly just – take the world by storm. I mean, we're kind of seeing it with Bryce Underwood right now, but I honestly think I don't know how Duke keeps doing it. Like at this point, it feels like with NIL, it feels like the drop off should be coming because you saw it with Alabama a little bit.
Yeah,
on the football side. Right. But they just keep reloading.
They do.
It's just a never-ending cycle there in Durham.
And we've seen the other teams that are around them. They take dips and come back.
Yes.
Syracuse is taking a dip and has come back. North Carolina has taken a dip and then they came back. Florida even took a dip and came back. But it just feels like they've been steadily there on that top line, and looks to have once again another great team going into this year.
The only other team I could sort of compare this to is probably Kentucky. I mean,
yes,
they had to. I believe that Coach Cal leaving Lexington was a win-win for both teams.
Yes.
Cal needed a fresh start, and then the team just needed a fresh start. Bring in Mark Pope, and he just picks up right where Coach Cal left off, even though Cal took all of his guys down to Fayetteville.
Right.
But, I mean, they're both doing well.
Right.
And it's just so interesting. But I want to go back to Texas because, honestly, Sean Miller is a great coach. And he is going to be a great coach for years to come. You got to give him some time.
Sure.
Because I think this Texas team will finish in the top half of the SEC. The problem last night, they just couldn't get any offense going.
Right. And it felt like offense was a struggle the entire game.
Yeah.
And when Duke was able to turn it up in the second half, large thanks to the freshmen, they weren't able to do the exact same. And obviously, this is a first game for a new head coach, and just like we were trying to warn Auburn, and you did it to Auburn fans directly when Stephen Pearl came in. You can't make a bunch of judgments in a 30-plus game season from one game. But what did you glean from what you saw early stages here, Sean Miller?
I mean, they had Duke on the ropes early.
Yeah.
And we'll listen to Sean Miller here in a minute, but he was talking about how they were able to be tight on the defensive end.
Right.
And then once Duke starts to spread you out, we saw it last year with Cooper Flagg. He'd start driving to the basket. He'll get free throws. SG free throw over in Oklahoma City with the Thunder. He'll slash and dash. And then you look at last night, Cameron Boozer wasn't doing that in the beginning.
Yeah.
John Shire challenged him. Be more physical. Stop playing soft. He got to the line 12 times, and he made 9 free throws.
That's exactly right. He certainly did. And that was the big part for the reason why there was a nice turnaround there. We also got a chance to hear from Sean Miller after game number 1 as the new Longhorns head coach.
I wasn't pinned. I thought our physicality and our defense was outstanding. We did a really good job on Cameron Boozer in the first half. Like, he might have missed a couple, but we were just, our defense was tighter. We were able to play him without fouling, and we did a good job of just being physical around the basket. I mean, we really had him under control. He's a very difficult player to defend. In the second half, we got spread out. They continued to drive, and I just think when you play Duke, it's as simple as this. They want to really open the court and spread you out. And when they do, they can really drive the ball and create fouls. If you can keep it tight, that's your best bet. It's just difficult to do for 40 minutes. And I thought our defense was intact for a majority of the game. Our effort was intact. But they put a lot of pressure on your defense. And eventually, the undisciplined nature of our fouls and just us getting spread out, they wore us down. By the way, you also have to score. And, when you're turning the ball over and you can't score, that puts even more pressure on your defense. And our offense wasn't nearly as fluid and up and down with playing with pace as I think it will be moving forward. And, again, it's reflected in 6 assists and 16 turnovers.
6 assists, 16 turnovers, as you said, and also from the field, 19 of 59. So
you cannot win games doing that.
No, I mean, you put up almost 60 shots though. So if you think that this is a blip on the radar, if you have to feel really good about just the offense overall, you just need to start making them.
Yeah, and I really like how Texas was able to play defense last night. They held Duke to under 80 points, which I don't think a lot of teams are going to do that this year.
No.
Especially with the high-powered slash and dash you'll see out of Cameron Boozer. We're still waiting to see who that three-point shooter is going to be. And then it's just like, it really is a mirror image of last year. You're going to have Cameron Boozer have that Cooper Flag type season.
Right.
You just want to see who's going to be the Con Knipple that'll just hit threes when you need them.
And then the big man down low to help rebound if those shots do not go in. Duke had it all last year. They're in a nice run to the Final Four. We've talked about Cameron Boozer, and we talked about John Shire and what he said to him in the locker room. Here's Coach on his superstar.
Really proud of him. That's not an easy first game. That's not an easy situation to be in. And, look, he's just a competitor and he's a winner. And the ability to flip that switch in game, I think that's what a lot of guys struggle with. That's not an easy thing. And his impact for us is more than just the scoring and the rebounding. He helped get us into the bonus, and we hit a lot of free throws. It's the defense. He's switching everywhere on the floor. So for me, just his attitude, his maturity to handle that situation, I think that says a lot about who he is as a competitor.
I think my teammates did a great job picking me up. Shar challenged me at halftime. He said I played soft the first half, which, it was true. It was true. So second half, like you said, had to change my mentality. Teammates did a great job finding me. I think we were a tougher team in the second half as a unit. That led to, obviously, the win. So